Hi, I'm Holly Friedland. I'm a teacher in the Tech Hub at the Meyerberg Center, and you can reach me at holly@meyerberg.org. Today, I'm going to show you how to set up a Twitter account. So to start, you either download the Twitter app from the App Store or the Google Play Store if you have an Android device. Or if you're using a desktop machine, you type in twitter.com. And I'm showing you how to do this on a smartphone, but you can do it on your desktop computer at twitter.com. You'll see the same icons and it'll ask you the same thing. It just may be laid out a little bit differently. So they're going to ask you to create your account. And by the way, if you already have an account, you might want to skip this video and go straight to the second video, which is all about why you would want a Twitter account and how to use it. So to create your account, you're going to put your name and either use your phone number or email address. I used my email address here. Oh, and they ask for your birthday. And I'm not showing you my birthday, but you can use your email or your phone. It's probably easier to use your phone number because they're going to ask you to verify. And when you hit sign up, after you've typed in the information, if you put your phone number in, you will get a text with a code. If you put an email in like I did, you'll get an email and here's the code that they gave me. And it's just a one-time thing just to set your account up. Next, you'll have to choose a password. And you want to pick a password like you do normally with passwords. Pick something that is not easy to guess, not your birthday, not your address. And once you type in your password, next, right now is pale blue, but once you type in a password, it'll turn dark blue and you can tap on that. Then you're going to pick a profile picture. You can either take a picture with your phone, or you can hit the plus sign in the center of that circle and you can upload a photo from your phone, which is what I did, and I picked the Stories from the Soul photo because I'm going to set this Twitter account up for the blog class, for our blog, actually for our blog. And it looks a little weird here, but when I posted it, it looks fine. Everything is going to be cropped into a circle, so if it's too close of a close-up, it'll cut off the corners of your face. So just keep that in mind when you pick a picture. Or if you didn't want to pick a picture, you could hit skip for now. But I chose a picture. Then when you're finished with that, you hit next. It'll ask you to describe yourself. Now, you have 160 characters. You see that little number 160 on the right. You only have that many characters to describe yourself. So you can use emojis if you want in your description, which for businesses, they actually encourage that. And I didn't do that in this case, but you can use emojis, but you only have 160 characters. So you have to make it very brief. And if you don't want to do that right now, you can click skip for now. But once you type that in, you'll be able to hit next. So here's what I typed for the blog. We are a group of women blogging about our lives. And then you can see the next is darker blue because I typed it in. And I really had 110 characters, and I'll probably edit that at some point. So now it's going to ask you, do you want to sync this with your contacts? So you have contacts in your phone, which are saved phone numbers and saved information for people. If you hit sync contacts, if you tap on that, it will find all the contacts that you have who have Twitter pages. And then it'll give you the opportunity to follow those people. Or you can hit not now and skip that step. So I said to sync it up, and these are some people who I know who have Twitter pages. So here you can see follow is in white. Once you tap on those, that means you're following them. That is on Twitter, you follow people, as opposed to Facebook where you like people. So I picked those 3 and I picked a bunch more. Then you'll hit, after you pick them, you'll hit next. And then it'll ask you, so what are you interested in? It wants to know what types of things interest you so that it can suggest people who fall into these categories, because in their little description, it says, like, for example, under news, it says weather. If it's somebody who is a weather person, then maybe they'll ask you if you want to follow that person. So I chose a few topics, and there are a bunch of different topics. And you can skip them if you don't want to think about it right now and you just want to get finished with this setup. But it really only takes a few seconds to click stuff. I picked weird because that's me. So then it gives you suggestions based on the topics that you chose. So if you tap on follow, you can follow, and you can scroll down, you'll probably have a whole bunch of them. And you can follow them or just hit next. Now it's going to ask for a precise location. Do you want to do that? You could. The reason that it asks you that is that it shows you more things that are happening in our area. Like if there's some kind of bad weather emergency, then you'll get that in your feed. Or if there's some sort of, I can't think of anything else, but the Orioles win the World Series, like that's going to happen. But things like that would come up in your feed if you turn that on. And you can add languages if you want to. If you speak Spanish, you speak Hebrew, you can add other languages on there. So this is my feed, which is the people who I followed. This is their updates are popping up in my feed, and I'll explain that more in the second video. So if you want to finish completing what your profile looks like, there's your feed, which is what other people are putting in that you can read. And then there's your profile, which is what people see when they come to your page. So if you tap on that little icon, the little photo that I put in, which is Stories from the Soul logo in this case, but it would be your picture in your case. If you tap on that, it'll take you to this. And here you can decide if you want to set up your profile more completely. And at this point, I noticed that I have this set up in my name, and that is not what I want to do, because this is for the Stories for the Soul. So there is a way to change this. It's in settings. So I'm not going to take you through that because you probably won't need to do that. But if you do need to do that, you can always email me, and I'll give you my email again at the end. So I switched it to Stories from the Soul, and you will have an @ with your name like I had it when it was up here. It'll probably be just like that, last name, first name. And that is called your Twitter handle. That's what they refer to it in Twitter lingo, as your handle. So that's your identifier. So I switched it to Stories from Soul because they have a very limited number of characters you can use when you are creating that, and Stories from the Soul was too long. And as you can see, I followed 93 people, and one person is already following me back, which is pretty cool. So we'll check that out in the second video. So here is my profile. You'll notice that big blue thing across the top. A photo can go there. They call that the cover photo. And you can see they're suggesting that Stories from the Soul follow me, which that is my Twitter handle there, Snake Charmed. And you can see I did use some emojis in my description because I wanted to say a lot of stuff and I didn't have a lot of room. So in order to change this, you click the top right where it says Edit Profile. And now I'm into this Edit Profile mode. So I can change the little icon, which is supposed to be a camera, and then it has a plus sign in the middle. That icon means that you can change that picture. So at this point, if you go into Edit Profile, you can change your bio, you can change your name. You can't change your handle here, but you can change the name that shows up. So you can change that to something else if you don't want to be known as Fred Jones or whatever your name is. But we're going to add a cover photo so that our profile is a little more professional looking. So here is a photo that I added that is just somebody reading an iPad. It's very generic and it'll probably change at some point. You can always change your profile picture, which is the little circular picture, and you can always change your cover photo at any time by just going into that Edit Profile. So that's your profile. Oops. That's your profile, and your account is set up. And once again, I'm Holly Friedland. Here is my email address if you need to get in touch with me. And in the second video, we'll talk about why in the world would you want to use Twitter and how to make the most of it. Thanks.